Jeremy Hansen here, and today is April 11th, 2021, and today I want to show you my fruit set. I showed a couple bloom videos a few weeks ago, just to kind of show you what type of blooms each variety produces, and so here I'm going to show you the results of that fruit set. This year we had good cross-pollination with that freeze coming in. It kind of pushed the earlier varieties back, so they came out around the same time as my later pluots, not that they're that late. So pluots and plums, so I had good cross-pollination going on there. So I actually have a decent fruit set this year. Let me go and show you guys. So this one right here is a pluot. This is my splash pluot. And you can see here, I haven't had this one ripe yet. I've had some get really close, but just storms and stuff have knocked them off just before ripeness, and I think I lost some due to bugs, but that's fine. So this year I've got a ton of fruit on this one. You can see. I think that's it, but yeah, there's one there. There's three right there, three right there. And this is a nice orange piece of fruit. Here's another one right here. And here's another three right here. And so I'm looking forward to trying this guy this year. Splash. This one right here, Flavor Supreme, massive tree, really huge base down there, if you can see, but I have not seen any fruit on him this year. I haven't got to try him yet. This one right here, and so I really look forward to trying him whenever he does produce, but he's been a little while to produce here now. This one though is Flavor Queen, and this one's actually got a nice fruit set on it this year. There's three right there. Here's another one right there, and another one right here. And so this one's actually looking like it's gonna have a nice heavy year. Here's one right here, another one, and another one. So that's good. This one is a nice sweet piece of fruit, not that juicy, but a good kind of mild flavor. This one right here, I was excited to try it this year. The frost pushed it back because it's normally my first one to flower, and so it pushed it back a couple weeks. So it came out, and then a week later the burgundy came out. So I had a little bit of cross-pollination with the burgundy. It's that one piece of fruit, but it was right over here somewhere, but it got eaten by a bug. So nothing on that one this year. And this one is Geopride. You see this one sets heavy. You see there's a few fruit right there. This one is a very heavy producer. Sets a lot of flower. The bees love it. So it does good cross-pollination. You see, here's a piece of fruit, there's one. There's one. This one, I think a few years ago, this one probably produced a couple hundred fruit just off this little tree here. And you can see it's still got some. Oh, there's one right there. We still got some potential ones right there. A little bit of bug damage on that guy, and he produces really good, and the bugs don't bother him too much. So a good quality tree. It tastes a lot like a plum, just a little bit sweeter. It's got that kind of plum taste you're used to. And this one is the Dapple Supreme, and we actually have a really good, normally this one doesn't set that heavy, but this one had a really good year also. You see three right there, and here's a few more, and just look at that branch, and that's a lot of fruit on there. And I really like this piece of fruit. A few years ago it tasted really good, and it kind of was mild last year on this flavor, but it's looking like it produced pretty heavy this year. And look at that, that's just crazy. Look at all those in there. This one is actually probably one of my heavier sets right now. This guy right here, he's been slow to produce for me. This one is the Dapple Dandy. And I know I saw a piece of fruit on him. I think I have to go to this side though. I know I saw at least one on him, but I haven't got to try him yet. I probably could have last year, but I let the fruit get a little overripe there, and I didn't catch it in time. There's one right there, and there's another one on the other side. Let me show you. At least if I can show you one. There you go. So there's the two right there. And I'm sure he has more on him. He had a few flowers on him, so I'm sure he'll have a few fruits on him. But this one right here, I'm really excited about. This is Emerald Drop. You can see there's a fruit right there. I have not got to try this one yet. So this one's actually producing pretty heavy this year. A little bit of bug damage on that one. There's another piece of fruit right there. And another one right up here. Oh, there it fell. And now we got bug damage on it too. And so I'm finally going to try this one this year. I will say the bugs seem to like this one quite a bit. But this is another one that kind of produces, it flowers early, and so it has trouble finding, you needed some early variety of plum to cross-pollinate with it. Here's another one right here. And here's one right here. So this year, because everything got pushed back, I finally was able to get something to cross-pollinate with him. There's one right there. So pretty good fruit set on this guy, and I'm definitely excited to finally try this one. And then this one right here is Flavor Heart. This one has quite a bit of a plum taste to it. It's very, very big and very juicy plums, and it's kind of like a heart shape. It's a purple one. I say plums, but it's a pluot. But it has, it tastes quite a bit like a plum. You just don't have a lot of tart from the skin. It's the skin's very mild on it, which is kind of what I prefer. There's that one right there. And not a whole lot of, this one did flower heavy, and it looked like it was good for cross-pollination. I saw a lot of bees on this one, but not a lot of fruit set on it for as many flowers as it had. But still, it's a good piece of fruit, a nice sized piece of fruit. This one right here, this is Flavor King, and this one is once again good for cross-pollination. The bees are all over it. And this one's a nice, very sweet. People say it tastes like fruit punch. I don't know, to me, it tastes like almost like an overripe banana. Like when you have that, you let the banana kind of get to the stage. I mean, it still tastes good. Once you let the banana get to kind of a overripened stage, that's what it tastes like to me. It's got that nice aftertaste to it. So really good, and you can see there's a lot on this guy right here. There's a 3 right there, and here's one right here. So I should have a few on him this year. He's a weaker variety as far as growing. He does a lot of dieback, so he requires a little bit more water and kind of treatment. There's one right here, kind of care, I should say. But he's a reliable producer right there, and a good one for cross-pollination. And this one right here, I love this guy. This is Flavor Grenade. He's one of the later pluots as far as bloom, but he does bloom very heavy. And once again, the bees are all over this guy. And you can just see he's a reliable producer for me. I mean, just look at that right there. There's like 5 in one area. Here's another one right here. There's another one right there. And he just sets heavy. Just look at that. Here's 3 on in one area. Look at this branch right here. Here's another 3 right there. And you can see just he had a lot of fruit on him last year, so he's kind of bent over there. Quite a few on him. I mean, even in the middle of the tree right here, and even right next to him, I've got another Flavor Grenade. And once again, just the same thing. Just look at all that fruit in there. So much. This is unpollinated fruit, so just knock it off. Just look at all that fruit set on there. And 2 right there. Another one right there. There's one right there. Just a lot of fruit. And right there, there's one. So I do have to cover this guy because like the Flavor Grenade, like the Flavor King, the Flavor Grenade does have issues with some bugs getting in there. Look at that, man. But really good piece of fruit. This guy is a Satsuma. Let me get down here. And he's got some fruit set in here. And he was one that I didn't like a couple of years ago. The first year I tried it, it tasted awful to me. Look at all the fruit in there. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. But a couple of years ago I tried him, and it was actually a really good piece of fruit. There's 2 more right there. There's another one. Here's another 5 right here. So that is exciting. There's another 4 right there, right in there. You see him right there. So I should get a few on him this year. Let me just look at that. It's crazy. He's got a lot of fruit on him. This has some on it. This is Loretta Plum. You can see right there. I haven't really tried this one yet. I don't remember too many details on him. I think I had a few from him, but I don't remember too many details. So I think he's got okay flavor to me. And he's got a few in there, if you can see all the way in there. But he also is a little bit of a weaker tree as far as you can see some of the dead wood on him. So I need to clean that up a little bit, get all that out of here. But he's got a little bit of fruit set on him, so I'm happy about that. This guy is Elephant Heart, and nothing on him yet. I'll be excited when he finally produces. But so far, I think I need to probably keep a later variety of plum in here to cross-pollinate with. And this one right here, if you look in there, you see all those little fruits. This is Emerald Butte Plum. Just look at all those fruits in there. I have not had them produce yet, and just seeing all these fruits right there, very excited. I tried them from the grocery store. Let me just look at that. That's a double right there, but there's one right there. I tried it from the grocery store, and they're really good at the grocery store, so I'm really excited to try them here. And right next to the Emerald Butte, I've got one of my favorites here, the Sweet Treat Blueberry. Just look at this. This guy's always reliable, and I really like the flavor. It's has more of a plum type flavor to me, but a really good piece of fruit. I mean, just look at all those fruits in there. Really good piece of fruit. And he's always, he's typically a heavy producer for me. So you can see there's one right there. There's one right there. It's actually just on this branch. I mean, you can just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7. There's one right there. Those are unpollinated. And there's a few more right over here. So he should be producing really well this year too. So I'm excited about that. And this guy right here, this is probably my heaviest producer of all. This one is Burgundy. The Burgundy Plum, an excellent one for cross-pollination. I mean, just look at that. And he sets like crazy. A few years ago, this tree, I probably had 400 pieces of fruit on this little tree. And for people wanting to know the size of my trees, they're about 8 foot tall. So my hand can reach the top of the tree here. It's about 8 feet. Okay, and you can see the outline of them. If you go back through, I mean, they all have their little areas. So they're kind of restricted with the height. I keep them in a restricted area. You can see just a lot of fruit on there. So I had to make some preserves out of these a few years ago because I just had too many. and it's looking like I'll probably be doing the same this year. Just look at that. I can show up right there. There's a lot of fruit in there. A lot of fruit. And this guy, like I said, is the heaviest producer I have. It's a really good piece of fruit. And this one right here, this is Santa Rosa right here. Nothing, it's still, I think it's a 2nd year tree, so I don't expect a whole lot of that one. This one though is Spring Satin Plumcot. And I've had a few fruit on this one, but I've never had anything this heavy. I mean, just look at that branch right there. This one right here, look at that. And this is a really good piece of fruit. It just ripens all at once, so when one ripens, they all ripen. So you just gotta be ready for those. And this one, it came out, and it's right next to Burgundy, and it came out around the same time, so it had a lot of opportunity to produce fruit, and it has done well. So I'm really excited about this one. It'll be one of the first ones I have ripen. I think it's, this year it'll throw me off a little bit because we had a later start, but it should be around June I start to get some fruit on this one. And that's just a nice heavy set. And this guy right here, we'll see if it makes it there. But this one is the Sugar Twist Blueberry. And we have one piece of fruit on him. So we'll see if this one makes it to ripen time. And this guy right here, I haven't checked him too much. This guy is the Sprite Cherry Plum. And I know he has some fruit on him. But let's see, there we go. Here's one right here. There's one back there, you can see it in the camera right there. And this one's actually a really good piece of fruit too. I was told I needed the Delight Cherry Plum to set fruit on him, but it appears that's not the case. It took a few years to have him set fruit, but now that he's started setting fruit, he's definitely more consistent now. There's two right there. There's one up there, one right there. And actually right here, look at this. This is actually a really good piece of fruit right here. And another one I'm excited to have. And he'll be a few weeks after the, here we go right here. He'll be a few weeks after the Spring Satin Plumcot. Let me take you over here. I might finally have my, some fruit set on this one, but I don't have anything big enough to brag about yet. So let me take you over here to my apricots here, and I can show you. I do have a few apricots going, and you see I still have a few. This is my Double Delight Nectarine. I've got a few flowers on him, and we'll see if I get any fruit set in here. But this one's my Royal Blenheim apricot, and right here I do have at least one piece of fruit. Here we go, here's another one. So I've got a couple on him. And my cotton candy aprium. This one had a lot of potential on it, but a bunch of the fruit fell off. And it looks like I'll finally get to try this one this year. Possibly. Maybe. There's one right there, and then there's another one up here. The bees love this one though, so if nothing else, it was good at bringing the bees in. And right here, this is the Leocott aprium. So I've got one piece that I've seen on that one piece of fruit. And this one is Harcott apricot. And this one is normally a reliable producer for me, if I can find it. I know it has some fruit on here somewhere. It's a matter of getting the right angles. Let's see. Oh, well, it looks like I'm sorry about that, but I know I have some fruit on this one somewhere. He's good. He's reliable. He's supposed to be higher chill, but he's been doing okay for me. And if I come over this way to this side, I'm still doing the mulch. I'm getting a little bit of progress down. My grass right there, you can see they're doing okay. Let me see, I think it was this side right here. And this side right here, I've got some Emerald Drop and some Flavor Grenades. And let me see if I can remember which trees I have here they're producing. I think this was one of them. But I don't see him on here, so let me show you this guy right here. These guys right here are Geoprides. So the one I told you is like a plum flavor, but really productive there. These are little trees here, maybe 5 feet tall, and you can see there's some fruit on it. So I should have quite a few Geoprides this year. And one thing I'd like to say is a lot of this depends on, here's another Geopride. It seems like a lot of this depends on which rootstock they're on too. These ones, the Geopride, they only sell these on citation rootstock. But a lot of my other, look at all those fruits. A lot of my other pluots, this area, this side, is on myrobalan for the most part. And it seems like the myrobalan don't produce as quick as the citation rootstock. I don't mind the citation rootstock because I have a lot of clay in my soil. It's pretty heavy soil, but I don't like it with my peaches, my nectarines. Only with pluots do I like citation because it doesn't really last that long, it seems, with peaches or nectarines, but they seem to do okay with the pluots. And it produces early fruiting, so I don't mind that too much. But I've gone more with myrobalan, and here we go. Here's the ones I was talking about. And it seems like it does a lot better with, this is Flavor Grenade, guys. It seems like it does a lot better, but it takes a few years to produce fruit. Because that's one of the reasons by Splash that I showed you guys earlier that has all those fruit on it, it hasn't produced a lot because, I think because of myrobalan rootstock. But these ones are myro, and they're starting to produce over here, which is good. I need to clear out and put my mulch right here, and so I can get this area to kind of be more self-sufficient. Start shading itself a little bit more and help itself out. But anyway, that was Flavor Grenade that I just showed you guys, and I know I have a few other trees that have nice fruit sets on them because I have a few burgundies over here also, and the burgundies, man, they're a very reliable tree. Here's a burgundy right here. That one's gonna fall off, so let's take it off. Yeah, but you can see right there. These are burgundies right here. And this is a heavy producer, very reliable. And a good one to have as far as cross-pollination and stuff. So let me show you. I'll show you guys the potential cherry I may have. It's one of those things, you can grow, I don't know, if you want to grow it, you can grow it, but it's been probably about 4 years now. I had a fruit set 2 years ago on here. 2 cherries, and a windstorm came and blew them both off. But right here, I have a potential fruit right here. Right there where my finger is. So we'll see if that holds up. And I'll show you guys the mulberries. And I have some apples, but they aren't as heavy in years as they have been in years past because of late frost. They came out before, and then the frost came, and they still produce a little bit of fruit. Here's some mulberries though. They still produce a little bit of fruit, but not that much. And I can see I'm already getting quite a bit of length here on my video. There's a couple of grafts I did right here. Oh, Pakistan white. This is a white fruiting mulberry. This one. I have a few more of these white fruits over here. And these guys have a ton of fruit on them. And I put them right here next to my house, and so the wind keeps blowing and knocking them off. And you can see my grapes. My grapes have good size. And I moved my other grapes over here by the storage, just because it seemed like the grapes, they like to put their roots underneath the cooler zone. The cooler areas, like my house. I mean, you can see this. So these are all white fruity mulberries right here, and this one I should have quite a bit of fruit on. I mean, you can see they're just loaded with fruit. So that'll be exciting as they start to ripen here shortly. They're normally pretty quick. And this is another white fruity mulberry. You can see right there. And on this guy I actually grafted another Pakistan mulberry. And you can see the Pakistan white mulberry. This is Pakistan white. You can see I got some fruit set on him. So I'm actually gonna try that this year, which is really cool. And then this is the other Pakistan mulberry right here. And this guy has some fruit on him right here. So I had one a few years ago and it froze back, and so I didn't get any ripe fruit on it. But this year, it looks like I should have at least some fruit on it. I might get to try a Pakistan. These are a couple of mandarins I grew. I had to bring them inside for the freeze. So it looks like I may have fruit on them. I probably need to give them a bigger pot if I'm gonna produce fruit though. And then I got my figs here. And this one right here, I don't think it's gonna make it because it's getting a little dark there at top. This is the Figio Preto, which some say is the same as Black Madeira. I don't know, but I was hoping I should have some at least later on this year that produce a little bit of fruit. And here's my fig collection. And then I've got some more there on my porch. And then this will be the last one I show you guys. This is the ghost apple. This one, very small tree, like I said, but as far as like productivity for flowers and stuff, this is one of the most productive trees I have. I haven't had him make it to ripen yet because I keep picking them off due to the size of the tree. I'll let it produce a little bit this year though, just because I probably should water this one more and mulch it a little bit better. Because you can see I got the grass up next to the trunk, and I think if you clear out the grass, it helps it out a lot. It grows a lot better, and you mulch it, it definitely does a lot better. So I take blame for not having too much, a little damage right there. For not having too much fruit, or for not getting too many ripe fruit on this one. And then you can see I'm going to show you guys. So I have these two, the Annas and the Einsteimers. They did set a little bit of fruit, but most of them came out too early. See, there's a little Anna right there. And you can see the freeze damage on them. There's another apple right there. So they came out, and they well produced a little bit this year. But the Einsteimers, yeah, the freeze hurt them. But the Einsteimers are typically come out before my Annas. And you can see this guy, he got hit quite a bit. But he does have some fruit, I think, up here. You can see the cluster of apples right there. And then this other Einsteimer, he has some, I think, right back over here. Right there. My multi-graft trees are just coming out. And this is my Fuji, my red Fuji. This one's a multi-graft right here. It's Gala, Pink Pearl, Johnny's Red Crisp, and Wolf River Apple. And then I have one over here that's it's supposed to be Red Delicious. I bought it off eBay, so we'll find out about that. It's supposed to be Red Delicious, but I grafted Yellow Delicious on here, and I grafted Candy Crisp right here. And then I don't know what this one is. It made it, but I don't know what it is. But at least if it's not Red Delicious, I should have some backups on there to help it out. And then this one right here, it hasn't produced yet. It's Granny Smith. You can see it's got flowers on it. But if you look at the trunk here, man, it's almost girdled here. So I'm gonna let it flower, hopefully produce this year. Looks like some boring bug right there. But hopefully produce this year so I can figure out if it is Granny Smith, and then I'll probably trim this down to one sucker and let that grow out and then graft to it. If it is Granny Smith, I'll take the scion from it and use that to graft to it. But thank you guys for watching. Till next time. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Bye.